best company in the world. We are the ones. We got the products. We got the leadership. We are the most unbelievable people. We're simply the best. got the best company in the world. We are the ones. We got the products. We got the leadership. We are the most unbelievable people. We're simply the best.
Welcome to the Worldwide Herbalife Premier League training featuring Eric Worre. Please be reminded to click the interpretation button and please no photography or recording. The chat feature has been disabled and you may use the reaction button to express your thoughts throughout the call. And now, here's your host, Chairman's Club member, Amber Wick.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Okay, how fabulous is this? I keep watching the participants. I'm not sure if you guys can all see them. 25,000 people on this Zoom. Okay, I wasn't sure, you guys, if those reactions were just an automated portion of Zoom, but no, they're all of you guys. How fabulous is this? All right, you guys, welcome to Zoom or call number one of the Herbalife Premier League, you guys. I was going to say, let me see a thumbs up if I saw you guys at the summit, but I just see I look at that emoji after emoji after emoji. Yes, your excitement, you guys. I see it. Okay. So you guys, this is the official launch, the very first Zoom of a 3-part series of the Herbalife Premier League with your fabulous host. You guys know who's coming on. All right. But how fun is this, you guys? 26,000 people. And I know there are different regions that are having calls. There are so many people, you guys, around the world tuned in today from multiple regions. And I love this. How amazing is it going to be that no matter what your daily method of operation is, no matter what your structure is, no matter what your flow is, no matter what level you guys are on the current Herbalife marketing plan, distributor, all the way to founder circle, if we want to grow our business, you guys, everybody can benefit from qualifying for the Herbalife Premier League. Okay. All right. So let's just get to it. None other than the network marketing professional, a trainer, a legend, the author of GoPro. Let me see all the love that you guys can put in the chat. And if I could have you guys stand up on your feet, I would say on your feet as we bring on none other Mr. Eric Worre. Eric, I see you.
Amber, how are you?
I am fabulous. So excited for today. Are you excited?
I'm very, very excited. I'm fired up to be able to share with everybody. I'm looking forward to all of this. I want to thank all the translators. I think there's something like 37 languages being translated simultaneously. So thank you to the translators for trying to convert my troubled English into a language that makes sense for everybody. But looking forward to it. I'm excited. Thank you for the introduction. And yeah, we are going to be doing something a little bit different here. We have these emojis that we're going to be using instead of a chat. So this is thumbs up if you agree. This is a heart if you're like all in, you're like ready to go. This is like, okay, let's, what's this called? This is called ta-da. So this is like a party of some sort. So I want to be asking you, let's test it. Ready? Should we test it? Everybody smash this button. If you can. Everybody smash it. Just see if you can find it somewhere on your Zoom and hit that button. All right, fantastic. Let's see how many people can hit the heart button. Hearts are showing up. All right, let's see if we can get the ta-da button going. The ta-da, we'll save the ta-das mostly for the end. But I'm excited to be able to share with you this whole Herbalife Premier League training because the company's intention, it's part of the reason why I'm here. And first of all, I have to represent. Check it. So, I'm representing the colors. I got the colors going. I'm on the team. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to be able to offer some insight to you over the course of these 83 minutes or so that we're going to be spending time together. But by way of very quick intro, I've been around the network marketing profession since 1988. I've been training the whole world for the past 15 years or so. I've learned what works, what doesn't work. I've eaten from the tree of good and evil. I've seen what successful people do, and I've seen what people do to fail. And the company's commitment to your success was so inspiring to me that I decided to do something that I've never done, which is a deep relationship with an organization like yourselves with the intention, my intention over the course of these 3 weeks. And if you earn it more than that, I'll talk about that in a second. If you earn it more than that, my intention for these 3 weeks is to teach you very specifically how to find prospects that are interested in building a business with you. That's what we're going to talk about this week. The hows and whys of doing that. So many prospects that you don't have to worry about. You have more prospects than you have time to reach them. Give me a thumbs up if you'd be excited to have more prospects, quality prospects, than you have time to be able to talk with them. All right. I see all the different color thumbs. I mean, that's cool. People from all over the world. So that's week 1. Week 2, next week, I'm going to teach you how to introduce Herbalife to those prospects. Don't have to stress about that this week. This week is about finding them and introducing yourself to them. Next week is about how to introduce them professionally and in a way that duplicates. And week 3, we're going to teach you how to overcome any objection, answer any question, and help them make a decision to join. Overall, my intention is for April to be the biggest month you've ever had. Put a heart emoji in there if you're ready to have the biggest month you've ever had in your Herbalife experience. If you can believe that, the biggest, most productive, most exciting month that you've ever had. So this is not just talk, and it's not just, this is going to be practical. This is going to be practical. But before I get into the training, may I, with all due respect, remind you how powerful you are? Is that okay? Do I have permission to do that? What an absolute giant this company is. How many records you've broken and how many more records you're going to be breaking as we move forward. Because I think it's important. Some of you that are new, I'd love to ask how long you've been involved in the profession, but some of you inside of Herbalife, but some of you, I think maybe, just maybe, have forgotten how powerful you are as a company. And I know there's been struggle. Anytime there's been a company that's been around for 44 years, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be drama. There's going to be distractions. There's going to be haters. But if I may take a moment to just remind you why you're in the right place, and together why you're in the right moment to be able to maximize the fact that you're in the right place. Because, see, being in the right place kind of doesn't matter. Being in the right place at the right time also doesn't matter. Being in the right place at the right time and then taking the right action, that's what matters. So I want to help you combine those things, but part of this is just to help you build your belief. I mean, what I talked with the leaders about is chest out, chin up, shoulders back, no apologies. This company's an absolute beast. This company's an absolute giant. This company is an absolute worldwide phenomenon. So I want to take a moment and just tell you what you may already know, but you might need to be reminded of, with your permission. And since the chat's disabled, you can't say no, so I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Here's one reason why you're an absolute giant and why I was so intrigued when the conversation of being able to work together was brought up with your company and myself. One is scale, leverage, and reach. I have never in my life seen a company with more scale, leverage, and reach. And I understand that this is in English, but let me read it to you anyway. Listen to it in your language. Look on the right-hand side. Number one company in active and lifestyle nutrition brand in the world. Number one in the world. 95 markets worldwide. $8.8 billion in retail sales 2022. 1 million plus distributors, 300 plus staff, scientists in 19 labs. 1.7 billion shakes served, shake servings sold worldwide. 4.6 million shakes consumed. 78.5 million canisters of protein shakes sold worldwide. 300,000 internal tests yearly for purity, value, and taste. Do you know in the network marketing profession how many other companies would stake their entire claim on any one of these things? That would be all they would talk about. You have all of them. You have all of them. 67,000 approximately nutrition clubs worldwide. Do you realize no one has ever done in 100 years what you've done with nutrition clubs? In 100 years of network marketing success, with over $200 billion in total global sales, no one has ever accomplished what you have accomplished when it comes to nutrition clubs. It's never happened. So if you're proud of the scale, leverage, and reach, and every day, every single day, I find something else out. And I'm like, what? You have that too? You have that company? You have that relationship? You've done that already? What? I'm just stunned. I'm blown away. You should be blown away as well. And I want you to kind of internalize how much of a giant you are as we start to have conversations with people, because your belief and your conviction in the power of what you have is going to be contagious. It's going to transfer to your prospects. So I want you to be proud. I want you to brag about what you have in a humble way, in a kind way, but certainly not in an apologetic way. The days of you feeling like you have to apologize for something are over. Are over. Game over. From a scale, leverage, and reach perspective alone, it's enormous. Next is the brand assets and the relationships that the company has built. Global Anti-Hunger Partnership organizations, World Food Program USA, United Nations Global Compact, Global Food Banking Network, Feed the Children, the sports sponsorships that you have done. Again, this has never been done, ever been done in network marketing history. You have done this. 150 plus athletes and teams, including Cristiano Ronaldo. Has anybody ever heard of this gentleman? You can brag the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is endorsing one of your products. It's crazy. Virat Kohli, Atletico de Madrid, Femenino, and the LA Galaxy. I'm going to wreck all of these pronunciations. 40 plus sports, 5 national Olympic committees, including Mexican, Vietnamese, Italian, Greek, and Israeli Olympic committees. Who's done that? Who? Tell me. I'll wait. I'll wait for you to tell me what other network marketing company has ever even attempted anything even close. Please be proud of the brands, assets, and relationships. Now, I'm not even counting the 10,000 plus employees. I'm not even counting the millions of distributors that you've attracted. I'm not even counting the product loyalty around the world. I'm not even counting so many things, but I'm just giving you some things that I think you need to get clear in your head, because as we go out there to teach you in these 3 weeks, how to be able to be more effective at recruiting distributors. Now, again, one thing I want to add to you, recruiting a customer is not the same as recruiting a distributor. Recruiting a customer is important. Selling the product, nothing happens in your compensation structure unless a product sells to a customer. Nothing. But the more distributors you can add, the more customers you can reach. Okay, you don't get paid for the act of adding the distributors, but the more distributors you have, the more that are out there reaching out to customers, the more reach you have, the more leverage and scale you can get. Okay? So, one is the scale, leverage, and reach. 2, the brand assets and relationships. 3, I want you to understand the scientific organizations. I mean, most companies don't have any science. They just make it up. I said it. They just make it up. They make it up off of something that's on, PubMed.gov or whatever it is. They pull some study somewhere that talks about some ingredient that they have. You're actually a member of the American Botanical Society. You're a board member of the AOAC International, which I don't even know what that is, but it sounds very fancy. You're a member of the Institute of the Advancement of Food and Nutrition Sciences. You're a sustaining partner of the American Society of Nutrition. You're a member of the Botanical Safety Consortium. You're a gold member of the Natural Health Products Research Alliance. You're a member of the International Life Science Institute in China, Brazil, Korea, Southeast Asia, India, and Europe. Who can say that? In our profession, only no one. Any one of these slides that I'm sharing with you should be enough for you to just go out there and run through brick walls to be able to tell people what you have. Next is industry organizations. This blew my mind. You're not just a company. You are a citizen of this profession designed to help it grow. Pardon me. Look at this list. It's in English again, so I'll read it. You're a founding and member chair of the Company Council of GHE International, Alliance of Dietary and Food Supplement Associations. You're a board member and president of the Soy Nutritional Institute Global. You're a member of the Global Organization of EPA and DHA Omega-3s. You're a board member of the International Aloe Science Council. You're a member of the World Federation of Direct Selling Associations, CEO Council. You're a board member and vice chair of the American Herbal Products Association. You're a board member of the Council of Responsible Nutrition US. You're a member of the United States Personal Care Products Council. You're a member and leadership of 59 national direct selling associations. You're a member of more than 15 American Chamber of Commerce. I mean, come on. If those 4 groups of data doesn't get you fired up, if that gets you a little bit proud, if maybe you needed to be reminded, throw an emoji in the chat. I don't care which one. Throw something in the chat if that makes you proud. And maybe if you're like a tiny bit embarrassed that you haven't been louder based upon how amazing you are, don't worry about that, because we're going to give you the equipment today so you can go out there and be loud like crazy. You need to be loud. This organization needs to be loud. This organization needs to flex all at the same time. You need to show the world who you are. They don't even know. They have no clue who you are. I'm proud of you. I might be more proud of you than you're proud of you. I'm so impressed with what's been done, but I'm more impressed about what's about to be done. But let's continue to talk about the legacy just for a moment. Mr. Mark Hughes. Without this man, the profession is different. Without this man and his vision, there's an awful lot that would be different. You think about the number of lives touched from one individual. We lost him too soon, for sure. But he lives on. He lives on through every single one of you. You are now his official ambassador to your community, to your network, to your world. The other one, my hero, Mr. Jim Rohn, my mentor, my hero. What an incredible individual. He and I were friends. I was lucky enough to call him a friend. And his impact on me as a young network marketer, if he impacted you in some way, throw an emoji into the chat. He helped me see a vision for myself and for network marketing that I didn't believe might be possible. He helped me understand how to reprogram my mind for success. He helped me understand that for things to change, I had to change. He helped me understand for things to get better, I had to get better. And so do all of you. Company realizes for things to get better, it has to get better. But it can get better like crazy unless you decide that you're going to get better. In honor of what the company's done, in honor of Mark Hughes, in honor of Mr. Rome. If you decide to get better, this is the year for you. 2024 is the year. If you decide to change, you decide to challenge your own limiting beliefs, and we all have them. And when you go through battles, sometimes limiting beliefs show up. This guy, Jim Rohn, was the absolute destroyer of limiting beliefs. When I was lucky enough to be mentored by him, he wouldn't let me live with a limiting belief. Every time I brought it up, he would say, Eric, I don't think that belief serves you. I'd say, well, what do you mean? You keep telling me you can't. You keep telling me about your obstacles. You keep telling me about all these other things. But here's a common denominator in all of your drama and all of your problem. The common denominator, Eric, is you. For things to change, you have to change. And I know we've all heard it a million times, but it doesn't make it any less true. For things to change for all of you, anywhere in the world, no matter what your circumstance, you need to change. The company's invested in helping you change. I'm here to help you change, but you've got to take a step. And then our current legacy. Take a look at Michael Johnson. I personally believe Michael Johnson was not in control, in a position of leadership during the battle that you've gone through in the last 10, 15 years. The company and the profession would have been mortally wounded. This man stood in the breach. This man, the entire network marketing world owes him a debt of gratitude. Certainly all of you. And he's humble. He'll say it was a team effort. And I pushed back on him and I said, yeah, take you out and then tell me about how the team does. In that battle. He fought the battle for you when he didn't have to. There's a lot of other things he could have done. But he fought the battle for you. You should be proud of that. You should be proud of the fact that he came back. You should be proud of the fact that he says he's not going anywhere. You should be proud of the fact that his vision is 20 billion and beyond. Because go ahead, bet against Michael O. Johnson. That'll be fun. You're just going to lose if you bet against him. Worst idea ever to bet against that guy. He is a fighter, he is a visionary, and he really cares. He really, really cares about each and every one of you. And then we have Stefan, who's recently been brought in as president. In my opinion, Stefan is a secret weapon for all of you. You know how difficult it is to have somebody who has a full understanding of what it is that you do every single day, but at the same time has a corporate sensibility, has an ability to be able to intelligently structure what's necessary for the field inside the company. The sacrifice that he made in his personal life, his distributorship, his family, in order to be able to further the company's success, you'll probably never know. But it's enormous. He and I started this conversation as far as should we work together. I bought into this guy. I bought into his vision. I met Michael later and my vision expanded, but he's a secret weapon for you. And he's just beginning. He hasn't even really flexed yet. Watch what happens in the rest of this year. Watch what happens in 2025 and 2026. You watch what happens. If you've ever hoped in your life that you're in the right place at the right time, I promise you and I assure you, you are in the right place at the right time right this moment. But you've got to be the right person and you got to take the right action. Okay? So legacy, scale, reach, resources, leadership, all of that. Then I'm not going to lump myself in with these giants, but I know what I'm doing. I've been around this business for 36 years. Ask around. If everybody agrees that I know what I'm doing, I do. Here's the only three things I need from you over the course of these 3 weeks and beyond. There's only three things. I need you to be willing. Number one, I cannot force you to be successful. I need you to be coachable. You might have some preconceived ideas, maybe something you've always done, but I can't help you if you don't listen. There's things that are working today that were not working before. There's things that were working before that are not working today. I see it all. I see the whole world with a very unique perspective. Maybe the only person in the world that has the view that I have, and I'm going to share that view with you. I'm going to give you every single advantage. Been around 36 years. I prepared my whole life for this. And it's part of the reason why I decided to make a decision to lock arms with this company to help you go and rise up to your potential. Okay, so you're an absolute giant. There's no question that network marketing is a better way. There's no question that this company is positioned for greatness. There's no question that the world needs to know. How many of you believe in your products? Put any kind of emoji. Even if you haven't put an emoji in yet, you don't even know how to do it. Figure it out. How many of you believe in your products? Put an emoji in the chat. I don't even care which one. You believe in it, right? The world needs to know. And that means we need to have more conversations. Now, in addition to the world needing to know, whose responsibility is that? To tell the world. It's our responsibility. We have to go out there and tell the world. 4 things that we do inside of our business. And before I tell you that, I got to tell you about one thing quickly, because it got me excited about what the world needs to know. There's lots of people. There's people who are super fit and amazing and in shape. And if you're super fit, I'm proud of you. I've been a fellow struggler. I've struggled with my body. I've struggled with my nutrition. I've struggled with my health. Not my health per se, but my fitness and nutrition my whole life. You guys are helping me with that. You guys are assisting me with that. When I show up in Thailand and at the extravaganza, and when I show up at the North American extravaganza in July, you're going to see a different looking guy. You're going to see a much more in shape guy. If you see me just from December to today, a lot's changed. But I saw a concept this last week I want to share with you. And then we'll get into training, okay? But all of this is important. I watched Joe Rogan is the #1 podcaster in the world. And he had a futurist about 10 days ago on his podcast called Ray Kurzweil. This person has accurately predicted the advancements in technology for the past 40, 50 years. Accurately. Like to the year. He's got it nailed down. And he said, we are rapidly approaching longevity escape velocity. I'd show you the clip, but I don't have it prepared for you. Longevity escape velocity. Joe said, what's that? He said, here's what that means. It used to be a year goes by and you age a year. The year's gone. Because of advancements in technology, as of today, this year, 2024, a year goes by, you only lose 8 months. You've gained 4 months because of advances in technology. Pretty cool. You don't age a year when a year goes by. I was excited about that. He said, but by 2029, 5 years from today, a year will go by and your body will not age a year. Your telomeres will not shrink. Your elasticity will not fade. The regular parts of aging are going to be a thing of the past because of advances in technology. And after 2029, it's going to start to go backwards. So he may be right and he may be wrong. But let's assume for a moment that he's right. He's been right about a lot of things. I'm not going to say that he's right. I don't know. I'm sure that there's people who think he's full of it. But let's assume for a moment that he's right. How healthy do you want to be between now and 2029? How healthy do you want to show up between now and 2029? How good a shape do you want to be in by the time we get to longevity escape velocity? How much weight do you want to get rid of before we hit longevity escape velocity? If you're about to tip into type 2 diabetes, wouldn't it be good to do what's necessary to not tip into type 2 diabetes before we get into longevity escape velocity? My anti-aging doctors are telling me, Eric, do everything you possibly can to be in the best shape possible so there's no systemic issues. So when we do hit this moment and technology catches up with what we can do with aging with our body, that you're in the best possible shape to take advantage of it. I called my parents who are 82 and 80 and in good health. I said, I need you to do everything you can to be as healthy as possible for the next 5 years. I know that's 87 and 85, but do everything you can. Because if you can, you're going to be like the last generation that's going to be able to turn things around. Now, this might be science fiction, okay? I'm not claiming anything. But what I'm saying, whether or not it's true, is your life going to be better if you and everybody you know is in better shape in the next 5 years? Of course it is. More energy, better sleep, better health in general, better fitness, better muscle mass, better everything. I'm going to go do a DEXA scan later today. I'm going to see exactly where my body fat is, exactly where my muscle mass is. You know, I am measuring all of it. I'm doing my blood work this week. I am checking it all. I am not messing around. I'm going to show up when we get to this escape velocity, longevity escape velocity. I'm going to show up as healthy as I could possibly be, and I'm going to show it to you in real time. So, side note, 4 things that we do. Write these down. Write these down. 4 things that we do in building an Herbalife business. Number 1, we sell valuable products using word of mouth advertising. We sell products people need that will help their life using word of mouth advertising. Our job is to educate. Our job is to demonstrate. And our job is to use word of mouth advertising to share with people a product that may work for them. And have them try it. Most of marketing is get people to try something. Once they try it, they're likely to continue. So number 1, we sell. Nothing happens in your compensation structure unless a product sells to a consumer. Even in the United States, the people in the United States have to document that. Rest of the world doesn't have that same restrictions, but the United States, you have to document that sale. But regardless of documentation or no documentation, number 1 thing we do is we sell using word of mouth advertising. Number 2 thing that we do is we recruit an ever-expanding team of other distributors who are also selling. And we begin to get some leverage. How many of you are pretty good at selling, but you could get better at recruiting distributors? Show me an emoji. How many of you could get better at recruiting distributors? You're okay at selling. You're pretty good at that, but you can get better at recruiting distributors. This training program is around teaching you how to recruit more distributors. Recruiting a customer doesn't count. That's selling. Recruiting a distributor counts because now we're going to be able to get some leverage. Okay? 3rd thing that we do is we duplicate the process. We teach those sellers and those recruits, how to go out also and sell and recruit. And duplication can be challenging. It can be frustrating. I'm going to teach you duplication through this process. I struggled with duplication my first 3.5 years. I could sell, I could recruit, but I couldn't get anybody to do anything. They just laid there. I will save you that pain, and I'll show you how to recruit. Okay? So 1, selling using word of mouth advertising. 2, recruiting an ever-expanding team of other distributors who are selling. Number 3, duplicating the process, ultimately leading to those sales. And number 4 thing that we do is we lead the teams. We increase the productivity of the teams that we build based upon our leadership. If there's 2 teams of the same size and quality, one has a great leader and the other one has a terrible leader, which one is going to have more productivity? The one with the great leader. Even if you don't think that you're a leader, I can guide you into some leadership principles that will increase the productivity of the teams that you have while you're developing. You don't have to develop yourself into a leader first. Okay, so those are the 4 things that we do. And listen, there are lots of DMOs out there. I'm learning about new ones every day. I learned about a 10-day marathon yesterday. There's challenges, there's transformation challenges, there's budget breakfast challenges, there is nutrition clubs, there are fit camps, there's social selling, there is person to person, and there's many more that I'm sure that I'm still not up to speed on. What I'm about to share with you should not conflict with any of those things. It should support them all. Okay? So if for any reason, anything that I say conflicts with one of your DMOs, then I would ask to defer to your leadership. They have more experience in your market, in your country, in your language, in your culture than I do. It's going to take me a little time to get up to speed on how it works in all these different markets, but defer to your leadership if anything that I say conflicts in any way or is confusing compared to your particular way of doing things. What I'm going to give you is fundamentals that will work for you worldwide, in every culture, in every language. And what we're going to do today is we're going to find prospects and we're going to fill your funnel. You know, if you can imagine a funnel, I don't know if that word translates, but a funnel, like you're going to pour something into, like an oil in your car, and it's going to find its way where it needs to go. So defer to your leadership. So before I totally get into the training, and I'm going to get there in a second, I promise, let's just recap Premier League. Why are we all doing this? Let's recap Premier League very quickly. Here's how to qualify for Premier League. I want all of you to use this training to qualify for Premier League. And you can take pictures of all of these screenshots. Go to myherbalife.com, click on the Herbalife Premier League button, and click on I'm in. That's going to register you for these trainings. It's going to register you for communication. You're going to be part of the development program. Second, get qualified. Personally sponsor 10 new distributors in 2024 with at least 250 volume points accumulated during the sign-up month plus their first 2 months. 2 months. Huh? That's U.S. only, is first 2 months in U.S. and first month everywhere else in the world. All right. So sign-up month plus your first full month everywhere in the world. In the North American marketplace, it's first 2 months because they have to deal with documented volume when the rest of the world doesn't. Do you understand the difference? North American marketplace has to document every single sale to a customer. People in every other market don't. So that's why, okay? So 10 new recruits with 250 volume points accumulated during whichever time is appropriate in your market. Qualified 2 new first-line supervisors during 2024. The sooner you do your 10 and 2, the sooner you have access to all the benefits in the Premier League for the remainder of 2024 and for all of 2025. So you see the disclaimer at the bottom. Read that. Take a picture of it. That'll outline all of it to you. So let me show you the perks and the benefits. I'm going to go quick because we got to get into the training. You're going to get Iron-On Premier League logo patches that you can put on all of your gear. You're going to get an exclusive Premier League gift. There's special recognition across many channels and events. If you're not at Premier League at your company's next big the company's next big event in your market, you're going to be really sad because the Premier League people are going to be treated like kings and queens. And you're going to it's not going to be as fun. I just get yourself there so you can have some swagger for the whole extravaganza or whatever event. You get 2 free tickets to your regional extravaganza. You get VIP treatment, including registration, members only reception, VIP area at corporate events. And you're going to get a training series from me that's going to happen monthly that I would normally charge $10,000 for. A leadership development training program. I want you to think of this as like an MBA for Herbalife success, for high-level leadership. Once you get into the Herbalife Premier League, you're going to be entered into this leadership development training program with me, delivered monthly, high-level stuff, designed to teach you how to go from an earner to a leader. Okay? How to teach you how to really crush this year. Okay? So that, and there's more to all of the perks and benefits that are coming along the way. This is brand new, but this is a global initiative. And there's slight differences in market by market, but they'll let you know what those are in language by market by market, but that's the process for Premier League. That's the goal of this training program that we're going to do over these 3 weeks. And now let me tell you some other special things. This week, we're going to teach you how to fill your funnel, how to find prospects, how to have more prospects than you have time to be able to even reach them. Week 2, next week, I'm going to teach you specifically how to introduce Herbalife to those prospects. Introduce the Herbalife opportunity, not just the product. Introduce the opportunity to your prospects in a way that works and in a way that duplicates. Okay? And week 3, April 16th, I'm going to teach you how to enroll. How do you answer questions, overcome objections? How do you keep the follow-up going? And how do you enroll people without twisting arms, without asking them to do something that they don't want to do? Now, those are the 3 weeks that you get for free. Week 4 on the 23rd, if you want to learn duplication, you've got to recruit at least one new distributor between now and April 23rd in order to earn your way in to that 4th week training. You got to recruit one new frontline distributor in order to be able to earn your way in to that group. And I want all of you to set a goal that at a minimum that's happening. Put an emoji in if you're committed. You're going to recruit at least one using this training to get into this training program so I can teach you how to have radical duplication. Duplication was my biggest pain point by far. I could recruit, I could train, I could enroll, but I couldn't get them to duplicate. I'm going to teach you a very specific process, how to duplicate the people on your team so you can really lean into the leverage of what the Herbalife business has for you. And then in May, we're going to start the first ever Premier League Leadership Development Training Program. This $10,000 value program that I'm going to be delivering, but one time and one time only. Obviously, the people who are already qualified for the Herbalife Premier League are going to be invited to that training program. But every single person who recruits at least 5 people between now and then, we're going to let you into the first one and the first one only. If you recruit at least 5 distributors between now and then, you get partway towards your Premier League. You're not going to be, this is a one-time thing. After that, you're either in Premier League or you're not. But that first one, May 21st, the first ever Premier League Leadership Development Training Program by me on May 21st, that's going to be delivered, but you have to recruit at least 5. So the first 3 are free. I'm glad that you're here. 4th and 5th, you have to earn. You have to have at least 1 for the 23rd, and you have to have at least 5 for the 21st of May. Okay? So with that, let's get into the training. Okay? I got 38 minutes to be able to cover the rest. And I want to teach you how to go from an earner to a leader. There's a huge difference. There's earners are temporary. Leaders are permanent. I want to help you go from an amateur to a professional. Everything changed in my life and my business when I walked away from being an amateur and I decided to become a professional. I want you to decide to become an Herbalife professional where you don't need luck. You don't need timing. You don't need positioning. You don't need support. You don't need training. You don't need upline holding your hand. You don't need customer service solving all your problems. You don't need anything because you're a pro. How many are ready to become a professional? Put an emoji into the chat. If you're ready to become a professional, that's your intention. Where you're not needy, you don't need anybody else. That gets me excited, seeing all those emojis ready to go in every color, which I also like. That's so cool. I want you to be a professional. That changed my life. It'll change your life. So let me give you principle number 1. And again, this is in English, so I will translate the slide and you can write it down. I hope you're taking notes. All business is conversation. All business is conversation. I'll say it again. All business is conversation. If you're in conversation with prospects, you're in business. If you're not in conversation with prospects, you are out of business. Those of you with nutrition clubs, if you're not in conversation, it's as if you locked up the club. You close the door, you lock the door. You're out of business. So all business is conversation. You've got to become obsessed with having more conversations. Most of you are having too few conversations with too few people. You're talking with a handful. And that's fine. But most of you have a quantity problem. You're not talking to enough people in order to really make a difference. If we're selling, recruiting, duplicating, and leading, in order for us to have more success, we have to have more. If we're a fisherman, we need to have more lines in the water than just one line trying to prospect, talking to one person, talking to one person, talking to one person. You need all businesses conversation. Now, I'm an introverted person, okay? So I know I don't look like it right now. I'm a situational extrovert, but I'm an introverted person. I lose energy in a crowd. So for me to talk to people as a conservative, introverted person was very scary. It drained my energy very, very fast. But I learned that if I want to grow a network, I have to talk to people. And if I have to talk to people, I have to face my fears. And if I have to face my fears, I just got to do the thing that's uncomfortable long enough that it becomes comfortable. And you know what I realized in talking to people? People are generally nice. There's a few nasty ones, but people are generally nice. And I learned how to have a smile on my face even when people were not nice. But I decided in order to be able to make the sale, to build a network, to duplicate, and to build an empire, I had to have more conversations. What I will tell you is this. Before we get into finding prospects, having conversations is the key. My focus for this program, my focus for every one of you, is for you to recruit more frontline distributors who have an intention to build a Herbalife business with you. Now, again, no compensation happens for that. The only compensation happens from a sale to a customer. But if you recruit more frontline distributors, you will have more opportunities to reach more people and have more conversations, because there's only so many conversations you can have. No matter how good you are, if you have 100 people also having conversations with you, you can reach more. If you have 1,000, you can reach more. If you have 10,000, you can reach more. So my focus is to help you recruit more frontline distributors on your way to the Herbalife Premier League. Okay? Now, on finding prospects, we're looking for people to find. On finding prospects, understand this is a life skill. This is a life skill. I thought when I first joined network marketing, I had this limiting belief that either you knew a lot of people or you didn't. And if you knew a lot of people, you could be successful in network marketing. And if you didn't know a lot of people, you're probably going to fail. If you lived in a small town, you had no shot. If you lived in a big city, you could be successful. If you were influential and people would listen to you, then you'd make a bunch of money. But if you weren't influential and you failed at everything in your life, which I'd done up until the time I joined network marketing, then it was going to be really hard for you. And I learned later that prospects is not like a natural resource, something that you either have or don't have. This is a skill. This is something you develop. And as we work together in the coming weeks and months and years, I'm going to teach you how to develop this life skill. And I'm going to teach you how valuable your network actually is, how to grow and strengthen your network, whether or not they join your business. The network is maybe the most important thing in the world today. Your network. The ability you have to reach people. All business is conversation. And the conversation doesn't have to start with business. So I'll explain what that means. But you can have a conversation with people and build a relationship with people, and you don't have to talk about Herbalife right away. You don't have to talk about the products right away. Build a real relationship based upon another real human being and find out if they have a problem. And if they have a problem and you have a solution, then maybe you could put the two of those things together. Okay? So finding prospects, my focus is help you recruit more frontline distributors with the intention to build a business. Finding prospects is a life skill. Networking, your network is the most valuable thing that you might have in your life, most valuable asset that you have in your life. All business is conversation, and it doesn't have to start with business. It could just start with conversation. Okay? So if you're ready, throw an emoji in there. Let's talk about how to find people. How to find people. And on this slide, here's what I want you to put on the side. Write a note on the side. What is our goal in finding people? In addition to building our network, in addition to facing our fears, in addition to, becoming a professional, a citizen of the world, what is our goal when we find them? Our goal is two things: education and understanding. Our goal is to educate the person that we find to the point that they understand what we have. Educate them so they understand our products. Educate them so they understand the opportunity. Educate them so they understand that they could do this as a side hustle. Educate them till they understand that this could be a potential career. That's our job. Our job is not to convince. Our job is not to force somebody in to do something they don't want to do. We're not pushy people. With your assets and your resources and your scale and your reach and your credibility, you do not have to beg anybody. You have the gift. You have these spectacular products. You have this spectacular company. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. Your job is to educate people to the point that they understand. So as you're going to find prospects, I want you to have this in your mind at all times. I'm not trying to find people so I can go get them. I'm trying to find people so I can educate them. Because if I can educate them to the point that they understand what I have, then it'll either be a yes or it's going to be a no or it's going to be a not now. Any one of those three. Yes, no, or not now. And all three are okay. You don't want to convince somebody to do something they don't want to do. Because then you got to convince him to keep doing stuff. Who wants to do that? Education and understanding is our goal. So how do you find people? How do you do that? Let me give you a list, and I'm going to have you write this list down. How do you find people? We're going to start with the big three. And you're going to have to write these down because I don't have slides. Okay? Write this down. Start with the big three. The big three is every single person you have on your phone that is not a distributor, even if they said no in the past, they go on your list. Every single one, A to Z. They go on your list. Don't prejudge anyone. Give everybody a chance. Every single person that goes on your list. Okay? Every person on your phone. This is a little bit of the work of what it is that we do. But without prejudging, every single person on your phone goes on the list. The most negative person you know, the oldest person you know, so long as they're eligible to be in your company when it comes to age, as young as you want, so long as they're eligible to be involved, everybody goes on the list. Okay? And some of you are going to well, no, I want to skip that one. I want to skip that one. I want to skip that one. Don't skip any of them. Your job is not to make a decision for another person. Write this down. Never make a decision for someone else. Never make a decision for someone else. Your job is to educate them so they understand what you have. That's it. Even if you've tried before. And next week, I'm going to teach you how to prospect a person who said no, absolutely not. I have zero interest. I'm going to teach you also how to get friends and family to support you in your business. I'm going to teach you also how to recruit people who respect you, people on a peer level, people who you look up to. I'm going to teach you the entire process next week. This week is about conversations. But never make a decision for another person. So the big three are: one, your phone. Every person on your phone needs to go on the list. Now, some of you are digital people and some of you are print people. I'm a print person. I'd rather have a journal or something. If I'm on a project, I'd rather write it down, because for me, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. Even if I do it digital, I have to print it because I got to look at it. Like, I got papers all over my desk here. I could have a digital iPad that would probably have all this stuff and my team would be happier, but I'm not going to do it. So whether you're digital or print, both are fine. What I want you to do is do not prejudge. Don't make a decision for somebody else. The big three starts with your phone. Every single person on your phone goes on the list. You're saying, you mean I need to write them all down? Yep. Write them all down. 2, everybody in your email. There's people in your email or Gmail or wherever email you have that are not in your phone numbers. Write them all down. 3rd is social media. Every person you're connected to on social media. Write them down, add them to your list. Every single one. People say, I don't know anybody. Show me your Facebook. I don't know anybody. Show me your Instagram. I don't know anybody. Show me your TikTok. How many followers do you have? How many friends do you have? How many people are you connected to? How many groups are you involved in? Every single person you're connected to on social. It's starting to become a pretty big list, right? These big three: phone, email, social. Now, I would also add some other communication apps. There might be some people in your WhatsApp that are not on your phone. They're, like in your address book on your phone, or in your contacts on your phone for your cell. There might be people WeChat or Telegram or Discord or whatever. Any of those, write them down. Got it? Those are your big three. Part 2. So write down the big three. You got it? That's your first assignment, is to make this list. Second is, who do they know? And it's really easy to find out who they know. The social media channels will teach you who they know. And you probably know those people too. So if you go to your friends on Facebook as an example, and I know it's archaic, it's for older people, but it's still a good platform. Go on to Facebook and click on their friends, and you'll realize that you actually know a lot of their people. And you can add those people to your list because you have a point of connection. Who do the people that you know, who do they know? Okay? 3rd is, where do you do business? Who are all the business people? Where does your money go? Who do you do business with? Where do you spend money? Who does your insurance? Who does your real estate? Who's your dentist? Who's all these different places where you spend money? Where do you regularly spend money? Make a list of those people. 4th, network on purpose. And here's what I mean by that. If I was dropped into your city, and I know we have a lot of countries here. Name a country I've probably never been to.
Macedonia.
Macedonia. I haven't been to Macedonia. I have friends in Macedonia, but I haven't been to Macedonia. If you drop me into Macedonia, you know how long it would take me to get known in Macedonia? To know a lot of people in Macedonia? Maybe 1 week. I would quickly find somebody who was bilingual, and I would have that person introduce me to every single influencer in that entire city, one by one, and I'd introduce myself and I'd say hello, and I'm looking to expand a business, and I'm looking for powerful people. I understand you're a powerful person. You may or may not be interested, but I need the connection. Will you help me make connections? I could very quickly build a network. Forget about building a business. I could build a network. I could become known in Macedonia in a week, 2 weeks, certainly less than a month. Having never been there, not speaking the language. Okay? Without flexing who I am, none of that. Going in incognito, if that word translates. Going in under disguise. I could quickly be building a business, and so can you in your local market. You have to treat finding prospects like it's your business plan. Network on purpose. Go meet the powerful people in your town. Go make a point to take successful people to lunch. Go meet business owners. Go meet influencers. Go meet the head of your religious organizations. Go meet the top salespeople in your town. Go meet the entrepreneurs. Go join some networking groups. Network on purpose. Join a gym. Be part of a community. Add a hobby to your life. Network on purpose. If you're going to be a pro, this is part of the game. Network on purpose. So that's number 4. Number 5 is just the people you meet. I wish the chat was open so I could prove something to you. Okay? But those of you, I can't even figure out a way to prove it, but with the chat the way it is. But I will tell you this. If I had to guess, of all the 6-figure earners in Herbalife, how many of their current team they knew the day they joined Herbalife? How many did they know the day they joined Herbalife? And how many did they meet after they joined Herbalife? I think the number would be something like 98%. They met after they joined Herbalife. So it doesn't matter who you know now. It really doesn't. What matters is that you move forward and you meet people consciously. You can meet people online. You can join different online social groups. You can connect with people in your community. You can volunteer. You can pay attention when somebody serves you food. Pay attention when somebody drives your Uber. Pay attention when somebody checks you into the hotel. Pay attention when somebody gives you service or sells you a pair of shoes. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is what professionals do. You know what they do? They collect friends. That's what I want you to do. Collect friends. Now, I know a lot of you in the nutrition clubs, you're in the food service business primarily. You're like Starbucks, but healthy, which is great. And it gives you an opportunity to meet more people. Instead of just having a transaction, you can actually build rapport and build a relationship with those people. That's a skill. That's an extra step. That's something that if you do it, you're going to get better results. Okay? So collect friends, generally. The big 3, people you know, who they know, right? All the places where you do business, where you spend money. Network on purpose, number 4. And the people you meet as you continue to live your life is number 5. If you do that, I used to tell people to set a goal to add at least 2 people to their list every single day. If you do, that's like 700 people a year. It's 3,500 people in 5 years. It's 7,000 people in 10 years. You're never going to have time to reach them all. You're going to be more busy than you have time. But this is a discipline. This is you becoming a professional, not an amateur. This is you not hoping to get lucky. This is you just deciding to become good. You're going to be 5 years older anyway. You might as well be 5 years older and a lot more influential than 5 years older and still hiding in your house. I want you to become a citizen of the world, to find these prospects. Because do they need your products? Yes or no? Put an emoji if they need your products. If the world needs your products. Do they or don't they? And you're being so selfish that you're not even willing to find them and tell them that you have it. You have the solution to their problem. But you have to find them first. Then you have to find a way to tell them second. Build a connection with them and then tell them what you have and let them make a decision. They could say no. They could decide to stay unhealthy if they want. I made a decision to be unhealthy for most of my life because I'm rebellious by nature. And I just decided to make getting healthy my idea. And things started to change. So collect friends and stay in touch. And I have a tool for you. This book is called The Ultimate Memory Jogger. It's prepared for Herbalife. And this book will help you build an ever-expanding list of contacts that you can connect with. And it'll give you every idea you could possibly think of, plus the ability to build a list, a candidate list inside of this book. The company's going to send this book to you in your language just for being a part of this program. My free gift to you as part of your ability to start collecting friends, to build connections with people. Now, so be looking forward to that. When are they going to get this? It depends on when the translation happens. As quick as the translation happens, we'll get it to you. Okay? We've been going fast. So this wasn't like 3 months in the making. This was Friday to today. So we're going as fast as we can. We're making sure it's all legal and it's compliant and everything else. And the team's doing an amazing job. Company's doing an amazing job. So how do you, once you have this list, how do you engage in conversation? How do you engage in conversation? Remember, what is our goal? Do you remember our goal? What is our goal through this whole process? To educate people to the point that they understand what you have. Not to sell, not to convince, not to recruit, not to do anything, but to educate them so they understand. Once they're educated, they're going to say, hey, this is a good fit for me or it's not. So how do you engage in these conversations? It's pretty simple. You just need to start a conversation. Just say hello. So you're going to be like, Eric, come on, really? Just say hello? Yep. For this week, I want you to pretend that you don't have a product. And I want you to pretend that you don't have an opportunity. And I want you to be a human being. And I want you to start as many conversations as you can possibly start. And some of you are like, well, what should I say? You can start with hello. Pick up your phone, pick somebody, and say, hi. That counts. If you want to go advanced, go look at their social media profile, find out what's happening in their life, and say, hey, I see that this is happening. Congratulations. Or I see that this is happening. Condolences. But you can customize it. Or I saw, if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, I saw your face in my phone and it made me smile. What's new? How's 2024? Now, with social media, you got to be careful because if you start copy pasting a million Facebook messages, they're going to put you in Facebook jail. They're going to slow you down. So maybe send 5 messages here and then move over and 5 messages in WhatsApp and then move over 5 DMs on Instagram and then move over, 5 emails or maybe 5 phone calls or 5 text messages, whatever. But start a conversation with as many people as you possibly can. This is called fill in the funnel. Well, I'll get to fill in the funnel in a second, but I want you to start as many conversations with as many people as possible. What did I say before? All business is conversation. You do not have a quality problem. You have a quantity problem. You're not talking to enough people about your business. And I understand there might be some psychic damage, some previous PTSD about talking about your opportunity. And I understand the pivot to just focus on customer. I get it. It's healthy. It's great. It's wonderful. Nothing happens until we make a sale to a customer. But we do need scale because if we don't add more distributors, the company and your team is going to age out. There's going to be less and less people having to sell more and more to just stay at the same level. Wouldn't it be better to have hundreds and then thousands of people on your team that are all doing a little bit? Can everybody start a conversation? Yes, everybody can. What am I going to say? Hey, listen, you don't need to stress about what you're going to say. Be a real human being. Forget you have a company. Forget you have a product. Forget you have an opportunity. And just be a human being and say hello. So your job is to start the conversation and then build rapport with that person. And the way you build rapport is by keep the conversation going. Send them an emoji, send them something funny, send them this. And again, think of this like you're playing tennis. You hit the ball across, you started the conversation. And I want you to start so many conversations that if some don't hit the ball back, it doesn't even bother you. Start a conversation. If somebody hits it back, then think of something fun and then respond back to them. Now, don't overdo it by having, 8,000 messages in one day with one person. Spread it out, make it appropriate like you would with a normal person. Start the conversations, keep the conversations going. Keep it light, keep it friendly, keep it hopeful, keep it complimentary, keep it encouraging, right? You're going to be looking for a pivot, and we're going to talk about the pivot next week, but you're going to be looking for a moment in that conversation. And it's going to happen one of 2 ways. Either they're going to say, so tell me about you. What are you up to? And I'm going to teach you exactly what to say when that happens next week. Okay? But don't worry about that right now. But I would say, hey, don't worry about me right now. Let me ask more questions about you. Or you can pivot. If they don't ask the question, you can pivot a week from now. And you can say, you know what? Since we talked a week ago, I can't get you out of my head. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to approach that person to start the education process. So one way or the other, there's a pivot point. There's this moment that's going to happen in the conversation that's going to help you to educate the prospect. I don't want you to be a bull in the china shop just going straight for the gut, just going straight, hey, I want to sign you up. That's not necessary, and it's not really effective. So I want you to build rapport. Build friendship. Have some fun. If there's a meme that's funny, makes you think of them, send them the meme. If there's something going on in their life, talk about what's going on in their life. What's going on with your kids? What's going on with your health? What's going on with your family? What's going on with your job? What's going on with the fun in your life? Where are you going on vacation this year? What are your plans for summer? Whatever. How's your health journey going? Whatever. And if let's say you've gone out there like a bull in a china shop and some people have said, is this about Herbalife? You're just trying to call me again about Herbalife because that's the last time I heard from you. Say, just, hey, relax. Doesn't need to be about Herbalife. I'm just having a conversation. You're not a transactional friend. Okay? We're just having a conversation. Relax. Let's just have a conversation. Just tell me what's going on with your life. Does this sound like something you could possibly do? Start conversations with people. Put an emoji in the chat if you feel like this is something you could do. Forget the fact that there's a business. Forget the fact that there's an opportunity. You could just start a conversation with people. Okay? At scale now. At scale. And build rapport. How do you build rapport? Keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. Some are going to ghost you. Doesn't matter. I want you to have so many conversations that you don't even pay attention to who's ghosting you. Got it? All right. You're going to keep the conversation going. Like I said, don't overdo it. Get creative. Look for the pivot. And we're going to discuss the pivot next week. Keep the conversation going. Have it light. Have it fun. Be it normal. Even if they ask you about your business, just say, that's not important right now. I'm calling to ask about you, and put it back on them for this week. Okay? Just this week. We'll get there next week, and I'll give you tools that will absolutely open the door for education and understanding. Okay? I've been doing this a long time. I'm going to help you do it. If you've ever been frustrated or stuck or feel like you're underperforming when it comes to recruiting and building a team, those days are over. If you'll stay committed here with me, I got you. Okay? We're going to do this together. Let's talk about filling the funnel. Take a look at this. If you imagine a funnel, right? And if you take a drop of honey and you just drop one drop into that funnel, what's going to happen? Is it going to come out the bottom? It's not going to come out the bottom. It's going to dry up on the sides. It just, the chance of you getting a new distributor at the bottom is really questionable. Even if you drop one drop a month, you're just going to have a crusty funnel. And some of you have a crusty funnel right now, because you've been dropping here and a dropping there and dropping here and dropping there, and you're wondering why it doesn't flow. In order to do this right, you've got to fill the funnel. You've got to overflow the funnel with so many conversations, so many interactions, so much engagement, so much involvement that new distributors naturally come through and join your business. That's what I want to help you accomplish over the course of these 3 weeks. Instead of drip, 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 let's just do it. Let's just go after it. Okay? So throw an emoji in there if you're willing to go after it. If you really want to go after it. I don't care which emoji. I'm only seeing 3 or 4 of them anyway. And I want, especially anybody who hasn't done at least one emoji since we started, put an emoji in the chat. If you haven't done one emoji, put an emoji in the chat just to show that you're alive. I just want to see that you exist. Okay, I don't know if you exist because I can't see your name tied to it, but welcome, the rest of you. So I have a challenge for you to end this first training. It's called the Conversation Challenge. And this is going to start your April. It's going to kick off your 2024 in a major, major way. And I want you to set big goals. Now, I'm not doing this, but I want you to imagine this. Imagine I was paying you $100 for every single person you started a conversation with. Cash. All you had to do was say hello. All you had to do was let's just say you had to say something and they had to respond. And I don't even care what it was. You just couldn't tell people that this challenge was on, but I gave you $100 for every single one that you did. How many could you do in the next 7 days? It's got to be a big number, right? It's got to be a huge number. If it's not, I think you're crazy. Because that's one of the easiest things in the world to do. I'm pretending I don't have a business. I don't have to pitch anything. I'm pretending I don't have a product. All I'm going to do is start conversation and keep the conversation going. That's all I want you to do. So here's where the challenge comes from. I want you to set a goal, and I can't see it in the chat, but I want you to write a goal down. What's the number of conversations that you can start in this next 7 days? Between now and the next training. What's the number of conversations that you can start? Okay? Because how long does it take to send a text? How long does it take to send a WhatsApp? How long does it take to send a DM? How long does it take? Doesn't take that long, right? How long does it take to send an email? How long does it take to make a phone call? Doesn't take that long. Whatever app, whatever platform, you have your goal? All right. Now I want you to double the goal. Double the goal. Whatever that goal is, double it. Because if you could do the first number, you can do the second number. And which is going to get you a better result next week once we have all these conversations going? Double the number or half? Double is going to get you better. If you could do the one, you can do the second one. I don't care how busy you are. You could do this while you're sitting in the bathroom. You can do this in between your life, 15 minutes at a time, 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. Increase the conversations. So have you doubled your goal now? Did you write it down? Now I want you to double it again. Double it again. And okay, this is a big number. Why not you? Why not a big number? Why not a big 2024? Why not a big April? Why not? I mean, if you hit your conversation goal, the chances of you getting into Premier League go up so astronomically. It's almost impossible to measure. But would you agree with me? The more quantity we get at the beginning and we go through the process of educating those people, the more chances we have that those people will join as distributors. And not only that, some of them will start on their journey towards Premier League. Can you see that? Also, the ability for you to help every single one of those qualified distributors earn a ticket to Extravaganza in North America. In the different markets is different. But if you front load the conversations, you win. So I want you to really go back to that double-double. I want you to really commit to that double-double. Go crazy on the emojis if you're going to commit to your double-double. And forget what you're going to say. You're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn that didn't work, that worked, that didn't work, that worked. Doesn't matter. You're going to be doing so many. Don't make a decision for somebody else. Have as many conversations as you can possibly have. And you're going to fill the funnel with prospects. Don't worry what we do with them because that's going to happen next week. Fill the funnel with prospects. If you accept this conversation challenge, put an emoji in the chat. If you accept this conversation challenge, I don't even care which one it is. You're laughing, you're crying, you're ta-daing, you're thumbs upping. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm fine. But if I see an emoji, then I'm believing that you're going to commit to this conversation challenge. This is the time for you to change your life. And I want you to get everybody in your team to commit to this conversation challenge as well. Because if you'll do that, it's game over. It's game over. Because next week, guess what we're going to do? We're going to teach your team how to introduce Herbalife to all of those people that you're talking to. We're going to teach you and everybody in your team how to introduce Herbalife to everybody that you have in that funnel in a way that feels comfortable to you, whether you're skilled or not, whether you're scared or not, whether you're a big shot and an earner or not. It doesn't matter. All business is education. We're here to educate. So, to wrap this up, I'm going to see all of you next week, where we're going to start introducing all of the prospects you started conversations with this week. We're going to start introducing those people to Herbalife, and I'll teach you exactly how to do it. Don't even stress. Don't worry about it. Until then, get chatty. Get out there. Talk to more people. Use your phone. Talk to everybody. Be interested in people. Be interested. Ask questions. Find out about them. Learn as much as you can. Say less about yourself and ask more about them. And next week, we're going to talk about introducing Herbalife to your prospects. That's when I'm going to teach you how to recognize when to pivot to the opportunity, how to have that conversation, but you don't need to worry about that right now. Right now, this week, you need to worry about quantity. Quantity of conversations, quantity of something you can do. Wherever you are in the world, whatever your circumstance, whatever has led you to this moment to have this conversation with me, I believe it's happened for a reason. And I believe we're meant to do something historic. And I believe it starts in April. And I believe 2024 is going to be a year that 20 years from now, people are going to look back at and say, oh my gosh, I wish I was there. I wish I was there on that first Zoom towards Premier League. I wish I was one of the first people to qualify for Premier League. I wish I was one of the people who was able to learn at that very beginning, because there were legends created. There are legends watching right now in markets all over the world. We don't know who many of them are yet, but I know you're there. And if you don't believe it, borrow my belief in you. We're going to do this together. I'm honored and I'm excited to be able to provide what I know, added to what you've done and what you know, added to the DMOs that are working in your markets with respect to all of your leaders. And next week, we're going to get into how specifically to introduce Herbalife and a Herbalife opportunity to all the people that you have in the funnel. Don't worry about it now. We're going to do it then. Okay? So I'll look forward to seeing you then. And everybody, have a spectacular rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, whatever language you're speaking in the world, whatever culture you're in or what country you're in. I can't wait to see you in person sometime soon. Until then, I will see you next week. Fill up the funnel. The conversation challenge starts right now. I'll see you next week.
You said